Hi folks, I'm Euge Valovirta, and today I'm gonna check out dr.z's Jetta 30-watt tube amplifier. Well, the song you heard, you probably didn't expect that, and neither did I. The way I write these songs and my videos about amps and gear in general, like on this one, I turn it on, plug it in, and this riff was immediately what came out. So I was like, okay, I didn't expect that, because this is like, at least to me, like, you know, these old school tube amps, like more old school than Plexi, you know, simple controls. There's master volume, tone, and volume, which is a preamp volume. And I have the preamp volume cranked, the tone at 3, master at 3. Those were the sweet spots, but it still cleans very nicely. I really like simple stuff, simple gear. I've tried many of those multi-channel amps that has tons of everything, and it always, I find, well, let's just say that if the amp sounds good, well, I mean, you make it, the amp doesn't sound anything, it amplifies what you play. But with the simple control amps like Plexi and 800, I get immediately like great tone, like, yeah, that's it. Just plug it in, you know, tweak a little, and that's it. And that's a sign of a great amp, because if the amp is great, you don't need much. This is very, I feel connected with this. It amplifies what I do here. Like, I don't need to fuss around with anything. I need to cheat a little bit, because the tubes were, I wasn't familiar with the tubes. So what they are, I have dr.z's website here open. Power output 30 watts. Output tubes, there's a pair of 7591 tubes. I'm not an expert. I don't know, what is the, relative tubes, but they seem to work great. And then there's two 12AX7 preamp tubes, which is in Europe it's called ECC 83. There's an effect loop. I tried it. Now I don't have anything in there. Yeah, it works like an effect loop should work. And then only one 8 ohm output. So if you're gonna purchase this amp, you wanna be sure that your cabinet or reactive load supports 8 ohm, which this does. So my signal chain is, on the song, I had a little bit of, you probably heard, I had a little bit of stereo delay and reverb, because it was only one guitar, just to make the guitar a little bit fuller in the mix. And that was all. And then for the lead parts, I kicked in a tube screamer, and in the beginning I had a Boss chorus pedal. And the signal chain is the same now. Yeah, it's the guitar, standard, stock, ESP LTD Phoenix. Then to my pedal board, there's a lot of stuff in there, but what I used on the song was the aforementioned chorus, and then Euge's Bonsai set it to TS10 mode on tube screamer. And then the final thing is the Ford Zool noise gate, which is fantastic because there is the key input, so it tracks my guitar signal directly from the tuner out, so I can have it, it's basically off. And whenever I'm playing, it opens, and then when I'm not playing, it cuts the hiss, so it doesn't act as a gate now, because it's basically turned off, but just cuts the hiss. It's absolutely fantastic. That's the last thing on the board. And then it goes to the KHE Audio Electronics amp switcher, and then into different amps. Well, now I have the Jetta and a Plexi. I will compare it soon on, and then back to KHE, and then KHE out, it goes to Sandrock's IR reactive load, where I have my signature IR from Jens Bogren called Valovirta. Link in the description if you're interested in purchasing the IR packs. They're absolutely fantastic. My signature IR is on the Lead and Clean pack, but it works on everything. I use it on everything, on all my amp demos, because cabinet has or impulse response is a big part of the sound, so I always use this on my demos, and actually I use this pretty much when I record or do anything, because it's just a great overall sounding impulse response. Yeah, the link below, you get a discount if you use that. That's my affiliate link. Would appreciate that a lot if you do so. And then it goes to audio interface, which is Steinberg, and then I'm recording the guitar to Cubase. I feel the amp is kind of like a firecracker. Like it's small, but I feel that it would like to be bigger, and like in a good way. So it really works, and set it up like this, so it's pretty much cranked. You get a nice sag, a little bit of compression, very smooth sound. And let me play you just different things. So it reacts to the playing really, really well, like. We had a little chorus. this kind of like zzz, almost like a Plexi. Let me compare. So the Plexi is a 50 watt, it's a lot louder. So this is 30 watt, but this isn't as loud. Let's, for example, the Marshall Studio series, which are 20 watt amps, so they're really loud. So this is actually, you can crank this, but it's still quite, the levels are quite manageable. So if I turn on the cab, you know, it's not that loud, and it was almost open. So this is very good also for to home use. But anyways, let's check out the Plexi. And I need to dial this input signal, so you know they are about the same. It like goes like this, and cool way to use this, you know, part that used alone is to pair it with like, you know, big 100 watt, 800, you know, huge sound. And with this you can add like a character. Like it's an old trick, you know, I think Phil X uses like his Friedman 100 watt Phil X, and then he, at least on the drills, he has this, I don't remember if it was a Supro amp, but something similar, like really old school, just to get that, this kind of like dirty, sagged, kind of filthy, but nice sound. Really good. I haven't played with these type of amps a lot, but man, I really enjoy it. And then if you boost that with overdrives, I'm gonna use the Jeta's Bonsai setting. I have the TS10 setting, so it takes them really well. It compresses nicely too. And yeah, the effect, I don't know if you noticed, I had a little bit of room reverb, so you would hear the sound exactly, well, as close as possible I'm hearing now, because I'm monitoring myself with my Genelec studio monitor. So I have on the track a little bit of that room reverb, so yeah. You hear that? This, I mean, I play, you know, modern metal in Syra, you know, all kinds of rock and metal, but I always found out that these old school amps are just so much cooler and better than the, you know, I think, in my opinion, a little bit generic amps of current times. But that's just my opinion. I mean, these amps have worked for me since 90s, and they're still, you know, and this has a nice character. Let me take the Tube Screamer off, and I'll just you know, tweak the control a little bit so you see. like low end is really full. It's like, man. Yeah, I got a little bit carried away. The playing was, but yeah, great amp. Very simple. Takes pedals. Go from clean to dirty, filthy, with depending how you play, how you pick, and how you set up your volume control. And by turning down the preamp volume, I think what it is, at least it does what a preamp does on the Marshall. You can get it to like really clean with your guitar's volume on full. So if you want to use like amp style preamp distortion pedal, so this could be also a good pedal platform amplifier. This is the second dr.z amp I've tried. The first one was the EMS, which was, in my opinion, kind of like a hybrid between Plexi and 800. And I guess that's, was their intention. Awesome amp. This one too. I really seem to like the amplifiers they do, and I'm really hoping to try out some of their other stuff also. Strong recommendation. Thank you for a great Swiss music store, Musics, for letting me borrow this amplifier. Hey, thanks for watching. I will continue jamming with this firecracker. Until next time, take care, all the best. See you soon. Bye.